first of all, for those of you that are just joining us for the first time. Today is chair yoga, and all you need is a chair, which I have right here, and maybe some water, and you, and that's all you need. So we're going to get started. It's been an exciting week. I hope everyone is doing well. It's been an interesting week, but a couple things. Yesterday I was teaching and we had a power outage while I was teaching and streaming, and so that was fun. And then they've been doing a lot of clearing up the street, just a few houses down. They're clearing a lot of debris and toxic waste from some land, and it has been very noisy, but there are wetlands back there, so they have to protect those. So in other words, that space up there is protected, it's sacred, if you will. I think that's a good word to describe it. And so they need to clean it out from the previous owner who kind of lived his own life up there. But we're going to get started with some chair yoga, and I want you to kind of use that imagery, if you will, to think, not imagery, but just thought, to think about yourself and your own life. And what in your life needs to be cleared out, decluttered. I'm not talking necessarily about your space, because my gosh, if you look at my house, there's a lot that needs to be decluttered in my house. But what about in your body, which is sacred? It's your temple, it's your church. You only get one. So guess what? You have to take care of it. All right, friends? So we're going to do some self-care today. All right? Starting even with just our fingertips. So we're going to take care of our whole temple, our whole church. Okay? And there's only one you. And you are beautiful, you are special, you are perfectly imperfect and beautifully broken, right? As I often say. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I want you to just kind of have a seat. Now, some of you like to have a chair in front of you, I know, for when we do standing things. And that is perfectly great. Okay, you have to take care of you. So just, I want you to just sit in your chair, plant your feet on the floor. You can't see mine right now. My toes disappear. There they are. If I sit back a little, you can see them. And I want you to begin to kind of root down into your chair. So you may need to move your glute muscles around a little bit as you root down. And you should feel sit bones kind of rooting in. And I want you to just kind of let those root down, all right? Soften those into your chair. But at the same time, I want you to rise up. So begin to kind of stack your vertebrae, one on top of the other, and align your spine. So as you root down, that opens up your low back, okay? We need to protect that area. And then as you rise up, begin to draw those shoulders back and down. And ears over the shoulders. So I'm going to give you a second to do that. I'm going to see if I can get maybe a little bit of better light going on here. Still trying to figure this whole thing out, you guys. Honest to goodness. It's ridiculous. All right, so I'm here. Follow me. There we go. And I'm going to move just a little bit closer because you don't need my feet right now. Okay? So, as you're rooting down and as you're getting settled, I want you to go to that thought of clearing out the clutter in your mind, in your heart, maybe, in your spirit, and making way for the sacred ground that is your physical body. But not only are you a physical body, you are a spiritual body. So I want you to embrace that as well as you begin to apply this thought of my space is sacred. The space that you take up is sacred, okay? I know the time that we're living in is difficult. I get that. And so we're going to do some breathing exercises that will help you clear out some of the toxic waste that you might be holding on to, and you may not even know it. So as you begin to settle in, you can close your eyes and just begin to settle in. Go to your breath. Notice your breath. Your breath is a gift. Your breath gives you life, but you want to make sure that you're breathing fully and beautifully, right? But right now you're just noticing it. Not trying to change it, just noticing, not judging it, just noticing. You can place your hands on your thighs with your palms up. And again, just beginning to rise up in your beautiful self. So just breathing normally as you begin to declutter your sacred space. Again, you're just noticing your breath. You're not trying to change it. And I want you to check in with your physical body. Notice any place in your body where you may have pain, where you may have tightness or strain. And I want you to also notice any place that you might be holding on to something, because sometimes the tightness can be something that we're holding on to and we need to release. So we're going to work on that together, okay? Even though we're not physically together, we are together. So just beginning to embrace that idea of my space is sacred and needs to be cared for and needs to be decluttered. And we're going to be a little bit more intentional in our breath. So I want you to begin to measure your inhalation with your exhalation. So inhale, fill fully into your lower abdomen as much as possible. And exhale. If it's available to you, we're always going to inhale through our nose. But if you can exhale through your mouth, that. And we're going to get even a little bit more intentional in that in just a few minutes. But I want you to just begin to apply that exhalation through your mouth. Again, only if you can. Beginning to open up your chest, drawing those shoulders back and down. Beginning to get rid of the toxic waste. This may be something new for you. So if you notice yourself getting dizzy or lightheaded, scoot back in your chair. All right? But remain seated. So this may be something that is new to you. And when we do the other breathing, the pranayama breath that we're going to do in a few minutes, you may notice that even more. So I want you to just honor your body, honor your sacred space, and only do what you can do. All right? And it's okay to take a break from that and just go to your normal breath. Don't feel like anything is a have to. Okay, I have to do this. No, you get to do this. But you have to do it within the boundaries of your physical body. All right? So just continuing that good deep breath. Good. We're going to do a few more of those. As you hold on to this idea that your body is sacred, everything within it is sacred, and you continue to embrace that, continue with that breath. Maybe it gets deeper. Maybe you feel it going deeper into your lower abdomen. The last one that we're going to do this way, and then we're actually going to do an even different breath technique. We're going to hold our breath, so we're going to take this big inhale, we're going to hold it at the top, full, and then we're going to whoosh it out of our mouth until we're empty, and we're going to hold it at the bottom, okay? And if you just watch me, I'll just hold up a finger right here so that you can see when it's time to switch. So the inhale through your nose comes first, the holding comes next, and then the whoosh out of your mouth like this, all the way out. All right, you're going to force it out. So really getting rid of that toxicity, the bad stuff. You guys ready to try this? Okay, so ready? And inhale. Holding here. And inhale. Hold, and whoosh. And inhale. Now go back to your normal breath for a few breaths. You can turn inward, you can close your eyes, you can soften your gaze now. Notice if there's any difference, all right? As you kind of go back to that normal breath. Continuing to rise up. Just notice within your body if you feel better. If you feel like you can breathe better. It's kind of a clearing out of your lungs, but it's also getting all of the good oxygen into your lungs, into your blood, into your brain, into all of the limbs and parts of your body that need it. So that's why it's important for us to do. All right, so rooting down through those sit bones, rising up. I know it kind of looks like I'm not, but I am. I can turn sideways so you can see. My shoulders are on the back side of my body, and I'm softening down. See the difference? It may look like I'm slouching, but I promise you I'm not. But you saw that when I softened in, what that did. Shoulders on the back. Good. Just begin to open and close your fingers. So opening and closing those fingers. You can take your time with it. Breathe into that. We hold tightness there, don't we? Our fingers can ache sometimes, our joints, especially on days like we've had where it's been rainy. No matter the temperature, even if it's warmish outside, the rain can still bother us. But guess what? The rain clears everything out. Makes way for that good stuff. Allows things to grow. And again, we want to grow. We want our sacred space to grow. Make more room for the good stuff. Good. And now I want you to just bend your wrists down and up. So almost like curling them in. Breathe into that. Good. And then just make circles. Again, just rolling those wrists. Should feel good. Okay, the idea here is you should never feel pain in chair yoga. All right, if you notice that your back is getting tired or it's aching, then guess what? Round out, and we'll do some of that. And then come back in when you're able to. All right? Sometimes these are muscles that are not used enough for us. And so what we're doing is we're using them, we're strengthening them, we're opening this space up so that we can plant things where they go, things can get where they need to go, but also we can allow, again, the good things in it. It helps our breath. So we're rolling our wrists. Go ahead and roll them the other way. Good. And then just wiggle those fingers out. All right. So now I want you to take your hands. We're going to try something. And I want you to kind of tent them on the fingertips. So you can see that my fingertips are kind of, this is called tenting. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to bend your finger joints. And then you're going to press away and straighten them out. So it's almost like push-ups for the fingers, if that makes sense. the joints. Again, trying to keep your body nice and tall. Oops, I need to get my shoulders on the back side of my body. So you can even keep them here. That helps. Just kind of tenting those fingers and then bending the joints. Good. Nice. And then I want you to tuck those elbows in. Plant your hands and just fold down. So see, my back is straight. Elbows are tucked in, and you're going to press up, softening those sit bones down. And guess what? You're going to do it again. So again, it's like a push-up here. So you're pressing into your thighs. It's almost like you're pressing away. There goes the camera. It wants to take a tour. Come back here. It's still learning me. There we go. So you're doing these push-ups. Again, elbows are tight against you. As best as possible. Shoulders on the back side. Just press down and back up. Continue on with that. So you can see what it looks like from the front. You can see how tight my elbows are in. And that not only works your back a little bit and your front, but also your arms. Okay? Good. We're going to do one more. Take a nice big breath. You can take your arms high. They may be a little tired. Exhale it out. Inhale. Go ahead and bring those hands right to heart center. Right here. And I want you to go back to your breath. Rooting down, going back to your breath. Now, make sure that your feet are planted. Okay, it's hard to see my feet right now because they're not in the frame. But I promise you they're planted on all sides, and my knees are in line with my hips. So if I were to do this, okay, I know I'm wearing really wide pants today. My knees are in line with my hip bones, and my feet are planted on all sides, okay? So that's what you want. So resist the urge to let your knees go in and your feet stay where they are. You want them pressed out and then root down. These pants are super baggy. So rooting down, rising up. Just going back to that breath. Going back to that idea of my space is sacred. I am ridding it of what doesn't serve me, of the toxic things. Whether it's your breath, whether it's maybe holding patterns that you have within your body that you need to get rid of, or maybe it is within your heart, your spirit, or even thoughts, thoughts that maybe you're not enough. I promise you, you are enough. All right? And sometimes we have to do the work on ourselves first. Actually, we should do the work on ourselves first before we go and help others. All right? So take that time to do that. Okay? So I want you to be thoughtful right now. As you breathe. You are worth it. That's why you're here. Okay? You have a purpose. Your space is sacred. All right? So don't let anyone tell you or make you believe or feel that you are taking up space. The space that you are taking up is important. So understand that, all right? I want you to just go ahead and begin to roll those shoulders. We're kind of lubricating those shoulders. Should feel good. You may hear some noises, maybe not. It may feel interesting or different. But it's good for your body to do. Okay, we want to keep our joints lubricated. Go ahead and take those circles the other way. If we don't do things like this, okay, we have this fluid, it's called synovial fluid, and its purpose is to lubricate our joints so that they can stay mobile and not lock up on us, all right? So this is important. Go ahead and take one more roll to the back, and that's where they go, friends. And then put your hands right here. Rooting down, rising up, opening up this. This is called your heart space or your chest. On your next breath, go ahead and take your chin to your chest. So you should feel a gentle stretch on the back of your neck. Should not hurt. Again, you should not feel pain. You should feel the sensation of stretching, which is great, but you should not feel pain. On your next breath, go ahead and take your right ear over to the right. Staying tall in your body. So shoulders are on the back side. The palms up helps that. Okay? So the ear is heading towards the shoulder, and the ear should be over the shoulder. Now remember, you're doing you, so you have to do the best that you can with what you have available. We all have limitations, all right? But that does not mean that you're less than in any way. On your next breath, take your chin to your chest. Take it the other way. Again, you should feel stretch and not pain. Now, if you look at me, you'll notice that my shoulders are down. So I'm not bringing that shoulder up. I'm keeping it down. Rising up. If you need to sit back in your chair, feel free. Okay? If your back is bothering you. Of course, if you have a bad back, you need to take care of that, right? Good. On your next breath, take your chin to your chest. Bring it up. And go ahead and just turn to the right. So turning your head, nothing else changes. Just your gaze and the position of your head. You're looking over your right shoulder. Inhale through center. Go to the left. Inhale through center. Stay there. Take a nice big breath. Exhale it out. Inhale. Bring those hands to heart center. Good. Go back to your breath. If you need a drink of water, if you want to take a drink break, now is the time. It's important to stay hydrated. Good. So taking your hands to your thighs, rooting down through your feet, you're going to take an inhale, lifting that heart space, softening those sit bones down. You're going to exhale and fold forward into a nice forward fold, only going where you can go, keeping your spine as long as you can, so as straight as you can, aligned. Using your hands for support on your legs, right? Go ahead and inhale, come up, and exhale, root back down. Good. We're going to do that again. So take a nice inhale, lift that heart space. You're going to lead with that. Fold forward, exhale here. Go back to your breath. Now, if you can take it farther, feel free. But if you have issues with dizziness or heart conditions that your doctor has said, I don't want you putting your head below your heart, you have to honor that, all right? But if you can go farther, then feel free. If you want to take your hands all the way down, you can, and roll in. And then go ahead and just gently, using your hands, walk your hands up your legs. Take those shoulders to the back. Take a nice inhale, root back down. And exhale. Good. All right. So keeping your hands on your thighs. We're going to do some cat-cows, seated cat-cows. And most of you know what this is. So being nice and tall in your body, you're going to inhale. You're going to lift the crown of your head. And if possible, if it doesn't bother your back, lengthen that spine. Go ahead and just take your tail as far away from the crown of your head as possible. On your exhale, you're just going to round everything in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Now you can keep it within your upper body if you want by just opening and closing. But you can take it through your whole spine. All right? As long as it doesn't bother your low back. So we're going to do these. Let your breath guide you. All right? So inhale, lift. Exhale, round. And again, if you want to whoosh out your mouth, feel free. And if you want to stay lifted for a few breaths, do that. If you want to stay rounded for a few breaths, do that. Let your body tell you what it needs. Sometimes it needs to stay in one position for a minute, for a few breaths. And guess what? That's okay. So as I lift, I'm drawing my hands in, and then as I exhale, I'm letting my hands travel towards my knees. And then I'm just repeating that. We're going to do a few more of these. You guys are doing great. Again, letting your breath guide you. Last one. Go ahead and come to neutral spine, rooting down, rising up, lifting your heart space, okay? just go back to your breath. Again, you can take your palms up if you'd like. Doesn't matter. Good. Now, go ahead and interlace your fingers if that's available to you, or you can just grab onto your wrists. It really doesn't matter. But we're going to inhale, we're going to exhale, and we're going to really round everything in. So pressing our palms forward, we're going to round everything in. So really, really rounding. Getting into that back space. You may even want to kind of rock things out a little bit. Should feel really nice. If this bothers you, then obviously come out of it. But breathe into it if you're here, guys. Guys and gals, right? Ladies and gentlemen. Taking a nice inhale, take those hands around. On your exhale, you're going to take your right hand over to the left knee. Now, my knee is not going to roll in. This knee is not going to roll in either. Just taking a nice twist. Staying rooted, spine is nice and tall. Now, try to pull that shoulder back and down. I wasn't doing that, so I'm reminding myself. Now, if you need to keep your hand right here and maybe not go as far, honor your body, right? But taking a nice spin around your spine. Breathe into that. Inhaling through center. And then taking it the other way. Again, keeping those feet planted. Rising up tall. And spinning around your spine. Staying tall. Heart space nice and open. Check in with yourself. Make sure you're not holding anything in your jaw. So loosen up that jaw. Some of us hold tension there. I'm not going to name names, but one of those people is sitting in this room, and I'm the only one. So guess what? It's me. Bringing it back to center. Good. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hands right to heart center. Going back to that breath. I want you to think about your body positioning right now. Do you feel rooted down? Do you feel your sit bones rooted down? Do you feel your spine rising up and your heart space opening and those shoulders drawing down and away from your ears onto the back side of your body? Do you feel your ears over your shoulders? And what that does is that opens up this back area right here. Again, allowing things, oxygen, the good things, to get where they need to go, and the bad things, the toxic things, the toxic air, to get out of our body. So just breathe intentionally here. Again, check your jaw. Make sure you're not holding anything there. Good. All right, so staying tall in your body, I want you to, I'm going to lift my foot up because you can't see it. You can keep it on the ground, or you can lift it up if you want to. Again, you can hold it with your hands, or or you can extend that leg out. Knees should be soft, and we're just going to flex and point that foot. Trying to stay as tall as possible in your body. Now, you can take it down low, or keep it on the ground. I'm going to keep it high so you can see what I'm doing. And then roll that foot. Try to keep it isolated to just your foot, so nothing else is moving. Again, put your leg down if you need to, all right? You shouldn't, if your leg is lifted, you should not feel this in your low back. If you do, lower your leg a little bit, root down through your sit bones. Roll it the other way. You probably are, if your leg is lifted, you're feeling it in your thigh. You might also be feeling it in your lower abdominal muscles, because we're rooting down and we're engaging this area right here. Good. So now, go ahead and give that leg a nice squeeze. Again, only go where you can go, right? You have to honor your body. So if you're right here, great, okay? Honor your body. If you're not comfortable doing this, great. Just wait for us. Go to your breath. And then take it down. Good. So staying tall in your body, going back to your breath, rooting down, feeling those sit bones firmly planted in your chair, kind of melting in to your chair, rising up tall, victorious. Yeah. Staying tall in your body. Going to your breath. Now you're going to take your left leg up. Same thing, all right? Give it a hug, first of all. Take it where you're comfortable with it, all right? And if you want to, you can hang on to it the whole time. If that helps you, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? If you want to keep that foot up, if you want to keep it elevated. But if you're able to keep it up with your spine nice and tall, do that. You should not be leaning back. So try and stay tall and just beginning to flex and point. Okay? You may hear some snap, crackle popping going on or feel it in one foot or the other, and that is normal. Again, you probably are feeling it in your thigh, maybe in your lower abdominal muscles, and that's great. Don't want you feeling it in your low back. Go ahead and roll that foot. Breathe into that. And again. Roll it the other way. Oh, my leg is getting tired, you guys. Good. Bringing it in for a nice hug. Oh my gosh. And then I want you to take this leg, and unfortunately I'm not sure that you'll be able to see, but you're going to lengthen that leg, dig your heel into the floor, okay? Make sure that you're nice and tall and stable in your chair. I want you stable in your chair. I'm going to back up a little bit and see if you can see my foot a little bit more. Maybe you will. Yeah, that'll work. I think. There you go. Okay, so you can see my foot is planted, right? My toes are kind of pointing back at me. Now my knee is soft. It is not locked out. It is soft. which means that there's a little bit of a bend in it. It's straight, but it's not pressed locked, all right? Because that protects your knee, so don't lock it out, all right? So toes pointing up, knees are still in line with our hips. We're going to take an inhale, lifting with that heart space, we're going to fold forward. Only go where you can go. Honoring your body. Oh yeah, this feels so good. Inhale, press up. Exhale, see if you can get a little more space in your spine and fold forward. Again, if it's available to you to go deeper into that, go ahead. And then slowly walking it up. Oh, taking a nice inhale at the top. Exhale. Good. Root back down. Inhale. And exhale. Nice job. So, rising up with that leg out, and I want you to open it out to the side. Now, if you have a bad hip, I want you to be careful with that. Okay? This may not be the exercise for you if you have hip issues. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a side bend and then a side bend the other way. All right? If you're more comfortable planting your foot down, feel free. Some of you have shoes on, which will give you a little bit more of a stable plant in your foot. It's not going to slip around. So you want to make sure that you're not going to slip. Okay? So rising up, going to your breath in this position, rooting down. So softening those sit bones down. If you're in this position, you should not feel pain. Only go where your body will allow you to go. All right? This should not hurt at all. Again, the knee is soft. Taking a nice inhale, you're going to take your right arm up and you're going to take it over to the side. So I'm getting a nice side body stretch right here. And I'm using my hand to keep me stable. Try to open out as much as possible so that your shoulders are stacking. You can gaze down at that beautiful foot if you want to, or you can gaze forward. Try to keep your spine nice and aligned as much as possible. So spine nice and long. If you want to put your hand right here or keep it down, that's perfectly okay. Okay? Honoring your body. Taking an inhale, lifting up. We're going to go the other way. So I'm going to take my hand in front here so that I can stay aligned. And I'm using it also to help me hold my spine nice and long. Now this is basically an extended side angle is what we're doing. And you can gaze down at the floor. You can gaze up at your hand. Whatever feels good to you. All right, honor your body. Press your shoulder away from your ear, but also away from your thigh. So don't let your body collapse into that shoulder. Inhale up. Bring those hands to heart center. Bring that foot in. Let's stay wide for just a second. So feet planted, tall, rooting down. Shoulders on the back side. Take a nice inhale, root down. Exhale, forward fold. Only go where you can go. Stay firmly rooted in the chair. All right? And then slowly come on up. Take an inhale. You can take your arms high if you want to. Exhale, bring those hands to heart center. So guess what? We have two sides. Let's go back to that, that alignment, that proper leg alignment, all right? Feet planted. And I want you to go ahead and take your right leg long. Dig in with your heel, if that's available to you. Stay tall in your body. You're going to take a nice inhale. If you want to, you can take your arms high and lead with your heart space. You almost want to feel like you're diving forward, but I don't want you to feel like you're going to fall. All right? So inhale. You're going to exhale and just fold forward over that leg. Only go where you can go. Knee is soft. Don't forget. Spine nice and long, staying rooted. Inhale, lift up that heart space. Exhale, see if you can create more space and fold in. Now, if it's available to you to go deeper into this, by all means, but keep that knee soft, protect that knee. Rooting down through your feet and through your sit bones. And then slowly walking it up. Oh, that feels so good. Inhale. Exhale. Take a good inhale. Bring those hands to heart center. Root down. Taking that foot out to the side. Okay. You may have to scooch over in your chair a little bit. It depends. Every body is different. Every body is sacred. Every body is beautiful, right? Knee is soft here, guys, all right? So knee soft. You can dig in with the heel or you can plant the foot. Whatever you are comfortable doing, okay? You have to honor that body, okay? Shoulders on the back side of your body, staying nice and tall. We're going to take a nice inhale. We're going to take that left arm up and over, using your elbow or your forearm to kind of keep you aligned in your spine. So lifted and then press. Shoulders out of your ears. You can gaze up or down, whatever is available to you. Okay? Sometimes if we have neck issues, we want to just keep our gaze down. And I'm going to scoot a little bit more forward in the chair. There we go. Staying firmly rooted, but still rising up. Getting a nice side body stretch on the left. Opening out those shoulders. Okay, inhaling up, taking it up and over, and again, I'm going to rest my forearm on my thigh, and you can plant this foot if you'd like. And again, this is an extended side angle stretch. So stay tall in your body. If we were standing, we would be doing just the same thing, okay? So keeping that spine nice and long. You can see that my fingers are as far away from my toes as possible. Spine is lifted. Breathe into that. breathing well, breathing fully, not holding our breath at all. Taking a nice inhale, bringing those hands to heart center. Again, keeping those legs wide. Rooting down through your feet. Now knees should be over our feet here. My toes are turned out, okay? So taking an inhale, planting your hands right here. Exhale, fold forward with your heart space first. Everything else aligns. Now, inhale, press up. Exhale, if it's available to you and you're not going to fall over or out of your chair, go deeper. Using your breath to guide you. Breathe into it. Elongate that spine first. Root down through those feet. Now, regardless of where you are, go ahead and take your hands over towards the right, either knee if you're right here, or foot, okay? And then inhaling through center, taking it the other way. So wherever you are, honor your body. If you are elevated, that is great. All right? Bringing it back to center. Taking your hands to your thighs. Pressing up. Bringing it in. Guess what, guys? Scoot back in your chair. Get comfy. Oh yeah. Relax. Rest. Let your breath return to normal. Again, you can soften your gaze. Close your eyes. Just kind of letting everything kind of settle in your body. Everything that we've done. I'm going to come closer to you. So I want to see you. Just see your beautiful faces. And I'm going to sit back in my chair, just like you are. So you can just relax your body, all right? And rest. Let your breath return to normal. Again, eyes can be closed, gaze softened. Hello, friends that have waved at us and said hello. And just, I want you to think about what I spoke of at the beginning, all right? So just like they are clearing out the wetlands of all the toxic things so that they can be restored to the sacred space that they are, where in your life have you kind of taken care of business today? Think about that. The areas, the things that we've done, the breath work that you've done today. Oh my goodness. Amazing stuff. You guys have done awesome. But just think about that. Think about the clutter, the toxic things in your life, in your body, in your spirit, in your heart that don't serve you. Let go of them. Your space is sacred. This is your temple. This is your church. All right? Honor that space. Take care of yourself. All right? Let's take a few breaths. You can open your eyes. Just kind of open your hands if you want to flex and point your toes. Bringing a little bit of life back into your body. Go ahead and take a few breaths here. Exhaling it out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, bringing those hands to heart center. Knowing that your body is sacred. Your body is sacred ground. It is a temple. It is a church. It is important. You matter. All right? Thank you for letting me lead you today. Hopefully you will actually, I am giving you guys a good rest of your day. All right? Take that and run with it. I'm sending that all to you. I'm thankful for this platform to be able to be with you every week. And I am going to say namaste. So namaste to you. Blessings, friends. I will see you next week. All right? So God bless. Have a great day. Bye.